I know this title might make some of you angry because you're thinking, no, I was in love. And maybe you were. I'm not here to tell you your feelings weren't real. They were. You loved, you cared, you invested, you dreamed about a future together. I'm not questioning any of that, but I do want to ask you a different question. What exactly were you feeling at the end of the relationship? Because many people use one word to describe two very different experiences: love and addiction. Here's the difference. Love says, I want the best for you. Addiction says, I can't function without you. Love allows you to breathe. Addiction makes you panic. Love brings peace. Addiction brings obsession. Love gives. Addiction clings. And if we're honest, many people aren't suffering only because they lost love. They're suffering because they're going through emotional withdrawal. Think about what happened after the breakup. You checked your phone every 5 minutes. You replayed old conversations. You analyzed every text. You stalked their social media. You couldn't eat. You couldn't sleep. You couldn't concentrate. Your mood depended on whether they viewed your story. One tiny message from them made you feel alive again. Then they disappeared and you crashed. Does that sound like love? Or does it sound like withdrawal? Imagine someone who drinks 6 cups of coffee every day. Then one morning, they stop completely. What happens? Headaches, fatigue, irritability, brain fog. Their body screams, give me more. That doesn't mean coffee was love. It means the body became dependent. Heartbreak can create the same thing, very similar. Your brain became accustomed to the dopamine, the anticipation, the texts, the uncertainty, the highs, the lows. Then suddenly everything stopped. Your nervous system wasn't just grieving, it was detoxing. And detox feels awful. One of the biggest reasons people mistake addiction for love is because addiction feels incredibly intense. And we assume if it hurts this much, it must be love. Not necessarily. Intensity and health are not the same thing. Think about the relationships that consume your entire life. You stop seeing friends. You lose hobbies. You stop sleeping. You stop eating. You lose yourself. People often describe those relationships as the deepest love I've ever felt. But I wonder, was it the deepest love or the deepest dependency? Healthy love doesn't require you to disappear. It asks you to bring your whole self into the relationship, not abandon it. Here's another clue. Ask yourself this. When they were happy, were you happy? Or when they paid attention to you, were you happy? There's a difference. Love celebrates another person's happiness. Addiction depends on receiving another person's attention. That's why breadcrumbs are so powerful. One little text and suddenly your entire nervous system lights up. Not because the relationship has changed, because the addiction has been fed. Then the silence returns. Withdrawal begins. The cycle repeats. Another thing addiction does is convince you that this person is unique. I'll never feel this way about anyone else. They're my one chance. Nobody understands me like they did. But that's exactly what dependency tells you. It convinces you your survival depends on one person. Love doesn't imprison you like that. Love expands your life. Addiction shrinks it. Now, before some of you misunderstand me, I'm not saying there wasn't genuine love. There often is. Most unhealthy relationships contain real love, real affection, real chemistry, real memories. The problem isn't that love wasn't present. The problem is that love became tangled together with fear, need, abandonment wounds, low self-worth, intermittent reinforcement, and emotional dependency. Eventually, you can't tell where love ends and addiction begins. Here's something I ask clients all the time. Imagine this person came back today exactly as they are. No growth, no therapy, no accountability, no real change. Would you still want the relationship? Most people immediately answer no. Think about that. You don't actually want the relationship back. You want the pain to stop. Those are two very different things. That's why people often fantasize about reconciliation. Not because they want more of what they had, because they want relief from withdrawal. Relief is incredibly seductive, but relief isn't the same thing as healing. Healing happens when your nervous system slowly learns, I'm safe even without them. That's a completely different experience. Here's the beautiful thing. As the addiction fades, something unexpected happens. Your thinking becomes clearer. You stop romanticizing. You stop making excuses. You stop chasing breadcrumbs. You stop confusing anxiety with passion. You stop confusing uncertainty with chemistry. You stop confusing emotional roller coasters with deep affection. And for the first time, you begin to understand what healthy love actually feels like. It's quieter, calmer, safer, less dramatic. And because it's less dramatic, many people think it's less exciting. But over time, they discover something remarkable. Peace feels better than adrenaline, because being chosen feels better than constantly wondering. Consistency feels better than intensity. Here's what I hope you take away from this. Don't ask yourself, was I in love? Ask yourself, did this relationship help me become more myself or less? Because healthy love should expand your life, not consume it. It should make you feel more secure, not more desperate, more peaceful, not more anxious, more free, not more trapped. If you'd like my help untangling love from emotional addiction, I'd love to welcome you into my school community. It's where people from all over the world come together for live coaching, honest conversations, practical tools, and support as they rebuild their lives after heartbreak. And if you'd like more personalized support, you can book a one-on-one coaching session with me. Or if you don't want to wait, you can be talking to me today on Pop Call. We can connect by voice, video, or chat, whatever's most comfortable for you. You'll find all the links in my bio. And remember this, you don't heal by convincing yourself you never loved them. You heal when you recognize that somewhere along the way, love became mixed with dependency. And once you separate the two, you stop chasing the feeling and start creating the life you truly deserve.